guys, welcome back to Ask a Colorist. And I have another question from Barbara Nelson, and it was a really good one. So her question is, watching you struggle with watercolors, I was wondering what, if any, coloring books actually challenge your colored pencil skills. Have you put any aside for later because of this? Can you explain why they're challenging? That's really a good question. And okay, the first part, watching you struggle with watercolors, I was wondering what, if any, coloring books actually challenge your color pencil skills. There used to be a lot of them, and it wasn't so much that I was afraid of the page, it was more that I had ideas for technique I had not yet learned, or not yet felt comfortable enough teaching. There is no coloring book that specifically challenges me for anything because I'm very used to coloring. I've done thousands of pictures in books and I'm just not afraid of them anymore. But I used to be. And yes, have you put any aside for later because of this? Yes. And usually when I go back to them, I've already surpassed what I was afraid of doing earlier. And this only comes from experience and time and learning to take risks. Sometimes it takes me 4, 5, 6 times to get a certain look right. And the funny thing is pearls. I have done pearls about 100 times, and I bump up my skills. I try a pearl. And this was the first time, and this was the first time I actually was happy with the pearl that I did. The answer and the trick to doing pearls is that it has to be super blended. More blended than you can really do physically with a pencil without some sort of blending material. So I did a pearl and I'm showing it to you. And this came from the video that I did where I was looking up the colors for the pearl and trying to color match the photograph. Well, at the end of that, I just sat down and said, well, I got the colors out. I might as well try the pearl. And I worked on it for hours. And I wasn't really that satisfied with it, and I went to bed. When I woke up the next morning, I looked at it, and I'm like, oh my God, there it is. There is the pearl. It's blended, and I didn't see it while I was working on it. So there's some techniques you just got to walk away from it and come back with a fresh set of eyes. That's what I do. And now I try to find things that are challenging for me. Take reference photos and try to create that color. Anybody can blend 3 colors together. You pick 3 colors, you put them together, you blend them up, and that's that. But to create a specific color, that's challenging, and that's a lot of fun. And even if you screw it up and you don't get the exact perfect color, who cares? It's the freedom of being able to do it and not worry. It's like dancing without your clothes in your bedroom. Just do it. Nobody's looking. So it's getting used to that. A lot of people have said that there's anxiety of just putting the pencil to the paper and breaking the white on the paper, and that's common. And I remember feeling that long ago when I first started, because it's been years. I remember that happening where it's just you sit there and you don't know where to start. My answer to that is just start wherever on the page in an area that you feel comfortable with and work your way to the areas that are more challenging. Also, the more you do something, like some people get nervous when doing hair. Well, the more hair you do, just practice it. Take a coloring page that you know you're not going to finish and just do the hair. Glass, intimidates you and you just can't get that lighting effect. Go out, find all the glasses that you could find and just color the glasses and move on to the next and the next. And eventually you're going to, each time you do it, it's going to become more and more clear as to how to do it, and learn from mistakes. I think mistakes are the best thing that can happen, because you do the mistake and you do the mistake and then you have the happy accident where all of a sudden it worked. You're not sure how it worked, but it worked. So you duplicate your happy accident and it makes sense. And then you do it again and it makes more sense. And by the time you're finished with that happy accident, you've got another technique down under your belt. You get enough techniques under your belt, nothing is challenging. Well, not, I wouldn't say challenging, but anxiety producing. Challenging is good. Anxiety, not so good. Just take a couple of breaths and just do it. And so what if it screws up? Nobody's marking your paper and it's not going to explode. Okay, and then she has a request. Ever thought of doing a once a month what I colored this month video to show us what you color in the wee hours? Usually I'm making videos in the wee hours. I wish I had more time to actually pursue more art. As far as what I finish you see. I don't finish much because of the time. Like when you finish a picture, it's finished. When I finish a picture, I got the editing and the music to put in, and then I have to upload. It's much more involved. So a lot of the things that I do behind the scenes, as far as learning a new technique, and it's not even like learning the technique. The technique I can do, but I've got to break it down for you guys into step by step. Do you ever try to do something that you know how to do, like drive a car, and you just do it? You've done it so many times you don't think about the steps it takes to do it. Well, I kind of have to go back to the techniques and think, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3. That's hard, or harder than doing it. So what you would see behind the scenes is a lot of breakdown pictures that I worked out the color arrangement on, because nothing happens by accident that you see on a video. From the colors down to the details, it's all worked out in advance. I don't know how many people would want to see it. My filming process on what I do from start to finish to actually bring you a video, I would be fine with doing that. I mean, I can get my husband's camera and he can film it being filmed, and you'll get a better idea of where I am with a project, and you'd be probably amazed at how much work goes into it. That takes care of your questions. If anybody else has a Ask the Colorist question, I'd be happy to do a video for you. I think these are really fun and easy to do. It's kind of like a break for me. I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.